Hello, everybody. I am yet again Price McKinney, simply put, and I want to thank you, as always, for listening and tuning in. I want to thank you for your support, for your encouragement. I want to thank you for purchasing the merch. Many of you are still, asking about that and putting your orders in, and I want to thank you so much for that. I want to definitely thank my supplier for putting up with me because I know I can be a handful. Anybody that can deal with me, God bless them. So, having said that, we're gonna dive right into this. This wasn't my intent, I'll be honest to say that, but I couldn't get around it. It was just on me all day. I was in a conversation with a friend of mine this morning, this afternoon actually, and we started talking about why it is that women are. It's easy for them to hang on to stuff from their past, things that for example, when you're talking to a female, especially if you're in a relationship with them, and stuff starts coming up that has nothing to do with the conversation at hand or what you're talking about in that moment. And it's a whole, but it goes completely left, and it goes somewhere especially in particular for the man, it goes completely where you didn't intend the conversation to go. And you're sitting there and you're like, where in the world did all of this come from? How did we get here? We started off talking about A, B, C, and D, and somehow we wind up in double Z, Y, and X. How did this happen? And I was explaining to, the friend of mine I was talking to, and I had this conversation with a buddy of mine at work a couple of weeks ago. And it is this. Women, please don't shoot my head off. Just bear with me and listen to what I'm saying. Just do me. I can't get a bodyguard. I can't do all of that. So just bear with me. Women are made to carry a child for 9 months. Physically, anatomically, emotionally, whatever you want to call it. You are made to carry a child for 9 months. So you all are natural incubators. So it is not uncommon for a woman to hang on to stuff internally, even long after, quote unquote, you've given birth. What do I mean by that? So you've dealt with the issue before, you talked about it, you talked through it, you faced it, whatever the case may be. But yet, in another conversation, on down the road, it comes up again. And the question, why does that happen? And it is because you all are made to be able to carry or hold on to stuff long term, even after, whatever it is has been dealt with. Even after you give delivery, you still, your body does not go right back to form, immediately after you give birth to a child. That takes time, for you to recover from that, and so it's natural for you all to hang on to stuff. The male, on the other hand, and I'm going to say this as appropriate as I possibly can for the viewing audience or for the listening audience. And that is this. Men, we, on the other hand, we let go quickly. When something happens, I'm a man. So if I've been married twice, we can get in a full-blown argument. Boom, 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 boom. Knock down, drag out argument. And 10, 15 minutes later, I've come back around and, I want to be married. You follow me? And so the wife or the woman is, in my case, the wife at that time is looking at me like I'm 3/3 retarded. Like, how in the world do you think I'm going to do what it is that you want me to do after what just happened? Because we are wired to let stuff go. That's why it's a common thing for the male to get his release, don't matter what has happened, and off to whatever it is that he's got to do. And then you're still hanging on to and harboring whatever it is that you had previously dealt with. And so you're like, no, I'm not, that ain't no way in the world. Go on somewhere, dude. Just go, get out of my face. And we, on the other hand, we're like, well, what's the problem? We've already talked about this. Why do you keep rehashing it? Why do you keep bringing it up? And it's because you all are naturally made to hang on to stuff and incubate. So depending on what it is, the longer it stays there, the more it festers. He can't necessarily understand that. In his mind, he's thinking, you should be over that by now. The problem with that is we don't carry kids for 9 months. We don't carry them at all. We can't. We're not. That's not our anatomy. We can't. So when you all are still hanging on to whatever that is, and we've gone on to the next issue or moved on to the next subject, whatever, and we come back around and want a quickie, it's mind-boggling to you all. And it's mind-boggling to us that you don't accept what it is that we're trying to do. And so it's not that he's retarded or that he don't care about what it is that concerns you. It's just we're made differently. You all are made differently from us. We're made differently from you. And whereas it's natural and easy for the female to hang on to whatever it is that has happened, it is natural for us to let go of it and keep moving forward. So understanding that will help us understand when we have communication barriers, issues, or why she's responding the way that she does, or why he's responding as he is. This is one of the things to keep in mind. Women are natural incubators. Men, we're made to let stuff go. So don't be insensitive either way, male or female. Don't be insensitive to, now, if he's just being inhuman, I'm being polite. If he's just being, just like inconsiderate of what it is that has happened, and this continues, yeah, he needs to be dealt with. He definitely needs to be dealt with. But on the same token, woman, what you don't need to do is keep beating him up for the same thing, or keep rehashing it, or keep talking about it, because that frustrates him. Because, and I'm sure you've heard it before, we've already talked about that. Why do you keep bringing it up? So this is just, like I said, this was impromptu, but I had the conversation this morning, and it's just like, wow, I've got to address this. I've got to talk about it. So there it is. So I want to thank you again for listening. The next video, I'll be honest, I have fought it for a week. But I'm going to do it this week, guaranteed. And I'm not going to tell you what it is, because when I start talking about it, I may need another set of bodyguards. So I'm just going to wait and do it. So again, I am Price McKinney. Follow me on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, simply put PM. And most importantly, if you have not already, go to YouTube and subscribe to my page, Price McKinney, simply put. And in closing, this is what I'm going to say. I'm not an expert. I just know what I know. See you soon.